Well, hello everybody. So today we're going to check on our plants. These are some red sunflowers. I got two little cucumbers. They're not looking too good no more. It's still growing. Yeah, they're okay. These are pink sunflower. Those never came up. And then we got some tomatoes in here. And we're going to look at planting some of those. Let's go look at our spot. So there's plenty of stuff out here from before I started recording. And you can see that those were yellow squash and they didn't make it through the freeze. They all died. These are our sweet potatoes. And there's like 4 in each row, and this whole row plus that one is dead. So we lost, what, 5? Yeah. I'm still holding up hope that they'll send up a new leaf, but well, this is completely gone. I don't think that's going to happen. And that right there is a potato left over from last year. Little red potato. And so over here's our tomatoes. Those two I've already thrown out. Those 2 littlest ones, these were seed isolates of a old-fashioned type of tomato that a friend of ours got us from Kings Mountain. So we just call it the Sheila variety. These were store-bought seeds, burpee. And it looks like these plants made it. They don't look super awesome, but they made it. Now, let's set up this camera over here for an alternate view. I still got to go get my tools. So, okay, come on. Oh, I got it and put it in backwards. Okay. It's easy to fix. It's easy to fix. Oh. One good thing about doing video is it can be edited. So I'm having a little equipment malfunction. It is really doing weird stuff here. Something is really wrong with this. Ow. Okay. Well, that's why people set stuff up ahead of times. Right there. You know that's right. Okay. Let's go over here. These are some other cucumbers that we planted. Okay, these are our garlic. They should be ready this year. Got some weeding to do down here too. Look at all these onions. They're trying to go to seed and I can't let them. Hey, look, cicada bug. That's pretty wild. So I'm going to have to keep watching these onions. Just popping off the seed thing that's trying to make. I don't want energy going into seed pods. I want energy going into making the bulbs. I got some other onions up here. Let's go take a look at that. It's starting to warm up out here. I don't know if I plan on doing much outside today. So these are the other onions. And you can see that they are also trying to go to seed. I'm just going to have to pop off the pods when I see them. And the frost got my banana. I put it out just like a week too early, but it's starting to put back a new shoot. And this is to replace our squash. So this is the yellow squash that you saw dead up there. This is butternut. It goes in a different bed, as does the zucchini. Now these are really old seeds. I don't know if they're going to come up. Okay, let's get a tool. Okay, so I got my tool. Might have to water some stuff today too. Alrighty. So, those are the Sheila variety. And that's what this is. This is Sheila variety. Now these four, this is Sparta. I went to a store in Sparta, bought an old-fashioned tomato and collected the seeds. I got 3 of these. I really, tell you what, we're gonna put one Sheila right there. And we'll take 2 of the Spartas down here on this end. That's what we'll do. Sounds good. All right. Now, most of the stuff that I do, I'm sure that somebody else does it better. But that's not what my channel is. My channel is to get out here and try to do something If you're able to do it the right way, great. If you do it the wrong way and it still works, well, there you go. So I'm not here for right way or wrong way. I'm just here to show you what I'm doing. I hear a lot of thunder-like sounds out in the distance. Big trucks on the road out there. I hear them now. Okay, got two there. Now what I'm hoping to do with this is I'm up here at this, with these strings going across like that. Those are just for when it's babies. What I'm going to do is I got to adjust this a little bit, but I'm going to hang what is it called? It's a fence, deer fence. And I'm going to do that for a lot of the plants out here. Put a deer fence and let the plants basically climb the fence. This should work really well with the squash and for the cucumbers. Keep the plants off the ground and at the same time keep them from critters. Now these other tomatoes that I've got here, these other 5 tomatoes, I need a place to put them. Now I've got that place, but it needs digging out. Right there, you can see that. Last year I had a little bit of corn planted there, and this year I guess it's gonna be some tomatoes. Either that or sunflowers. I haven't actually decided yet. I just wanted to replant over here where this was because the bed was ready and the tomatoes were good. Slightly early, but time to get them in the ground. And I guess I'll have to come out here in another video and turn some dirt. And I got these planters to put stuff in too. I got 3 of them. I got 4 tomatoes, 5 tomatoes. It wouldn't be an efficient way to use space though. But I have this area right here. Last year we had peppers here. Green peppers and jalapenos. No, they weren't jalapenos. They were really hot. They were Carolina Reaper peppers. Over here we had some mini sweet. They call them Baby Bell. It was some that they sell at the grocery store in little bags, you know. And took some of those and collected the seeds out of them. And I planted them and they came up. We had so many peppers we couldn't use them all. And the people we gave them to couldn't use them all. We just had so many peppers. Now, this year, I'm trying to start some banana peppers and a jalapeno. Just one of each. And so far, none of the seeds have come up, but with peppers, it can be like that. And so we're just gonna wait. I started one of them late, or both of them really. I wasn't gonna do any peppers this year because I had just so too many last year. But I do actually. Here's one of the old bleached peppers. We might get volunteers coming up this year. but they're probably not going to taste the same. They grew right next to the Carolina Reaper, so they probably made a hybrid. So if it picked up on some of those hot characteristics, oh boy, don't want that. And the Reapers, you know, they're yellow in color, and these peppers, you know, the sweet ones, they were green, then they'd turn yellow, orange, and red, depending on how old they were. And I don't think there's a way to distinguish just by looking at it if it got hot or not. Because those Carolina Reapers, they don't look dangerous until you know. And they're too hot for me. I dried them out just because I grew them and didn't know what to do with them. I didn't want to throw them out. I gave some of those away. I had, I think, 2 gallons of dried peppers, and I just have them in jars right now. Well, what's left, what I haven't gave away, they'll keep. And I guess if I ever have to spice up my food, I got a way to do it. Yep. I sure hope this microphone is working, because man, I'm not going to weed all this today. I don't feel like doing another weeding. I just did that yesterday. If I stay out here too long, it's going to get too hot for me. So, let us see, that needs to get done next. I hope y'all were able to see. This is supposed to be a cicada year. It's the first dead one I've seen. Oh look, there's more over here. They're all over the fence. Look at that. They're everywhere. There's one there. There. Some down there. More over here. Let's just come down. So there's one there. There's 2 up here. There's some more. Yeah. There are cicadas. Huh, not so many right here because I dug up the dirt. Now where I didn't dig, there's a couple more. Yep, there's a couple more. Yeah, I'm sure that there's some on the other side of the fence that I'm not even seeing. Yeah, all along here. Now I saw a video earlier where people saw all these little mounds of mud on the soil that were supposedly made from cicadas. And I don't see any of those around here, but they might be under the leaves like that. Yeah, one of these projects coming up is going to be this fence. Had some rotten supports, and then the wind came, blew it up. Now this is a cabbage piece from last year through here. It's flowering, and look, there's a cicada. There's a lot of them. There's more. Some more in that stick over there. Now this is my old steamer. I used to have a wood shop, and that was the boiler part, and then this part's where you put in the wood to steam it. That's the door. This is all just custom made. It's upside down because that's the drain hole right there. Yep, that's the drain hole. But it would get up to 15 pounds of pressure. You could cook food in there if you wanted to. There's some more cicada bugs there and there. No, it's not the bugs anymore. Look at that. They're all through here. I don't know when they came up. I didn't notice these the other day. I bet you there's some up the tree. So when these things are larvae, I don't know exactly what they eat, but they're in the dirt. So I imagine it has something to do with roots. Roots of the trees. I gotta do some trimming here. And the fence is damaged in this way too. I don't see so many cicadas down here. I got 2 posts I gotta replace here. There's one. Here's some more. Now I had to fix these 2 sections of fence down here too. I don't see any cicadas down here. And another project we're going to do at some point is when they made this, they brought in fill, I think, and raised the level of the ground higher than the concrete pad of the garage. So every time it rained, it'd get wet in there. Now I dug a trench here, and then I dug all that out to bring the soil below the concrete. And we're going to make it into a French drain landscape fabric, and we're going to have to remove more of that soil too, and have it just come right on out down that way. And then over here we got the blueberries. Yep, I love my blueberries. Got these at a market a couple years ago. It's like their 3rd year here. And then right here is one of my crazy wild muscadine. I got another one down there. There's a big one over there in the neighbor's yard. Here's some catnip that comes back every year. Some over there, it's not as old. Last fall, you can see those tulips over there. Planted those last fall. And they're done blooming now. Pretty much done. And on this side, got more weeding we need to do. And this is where all the butternut squash died from the frost. There's 5 of them there. But the mammoth, the sunflowers, were not affected. And they are growing. Planted 6 out here. One of them didn't make it, but it wasn't because of the frost. I'm not sure what happened, but you can see there's some hostas planted in there. Do need to weed that up. And down here in front, you can see there's a lot of old stumps and some rock, and there's a piece of rock that kind of fell down. But this stuff up here just makes it hard for them to cut the grass. But it is like some kind of cedar, and the wood just bounces when you try to chop it. You can't use a saw below in the dirt. But it's taking forever to rot. We'll see if that makes it to the project or not. And you can see we're coming back up on the onions. Now, that's basically the yard. But part of this field over here is mine. Just started getting them to cut the grass down on this side. Had to have a bush hog last year, and I don't want it to get that bad again. But initially, there was trees and vines and all sorts of stuff when I bought this property. Right where I'm standing in the fence, on the other side of the fence. It was a lot of work to get it gone. But same guys that cut the grass took care of that. It wasn't part of the grass cutting job though, I'll tell you that. But I guess that's it for today. And we're gonna come back out another time, dig that up, and maybe even down there so we can get some other plants in the dirt. Not a big hurry yet, they're not very tall, but gotta start thinking about it, because it's not gonna all happen in one day. Well, it might, but it's not gonna be like as fast as using a rototiller. I don't have one of those, by the way, so when I dig this stuff up, I do it with a spade shovel and a rake and a hoe. Now, what am I forgetting? Yep. Now, probably should come and water this stuff too. Yep, they're not growing real fast yet, but they will. Cucumbers. Had a different variety last year and gave so many of those away. Everybody likes those. This year I got a different variety. These are going to be more like the hothouse cucumbers, the long, skinny cucumbers. I think they're also known as English cucumbers. I know them as hothouse cucumbers, but I guess I gotta go get my inhaler and then bring it out with me today. And I'm starting to have some difficulty. Yep, so the mint that we weeded yesterday, you'll be able to find it in my videos. It's the first one I made. This mint, down here there's something else mixed in with the mint, and I forget what it is, but it's got neat little flowers. Some more of these weeds I missed, but it will fill all this in real quick this year. The roots are already everywhere, and it just needs to poke a little shoot up, and it will happen. We'll try to document that through the summer. It'll look awesome for a while. We'll harvest it, then it'll be the heat of the summer, and then come fall, it will have a second growth. So it's like getting two seasons. Last year, I spread it over to this side with just 4 cuttings, and they weren't even all the way up there. They were back in this area that has now been cut over. Somewhere right in here, I don't know exactly where. But just from those 4 cuttings, it's established up there now. And I'm hoping it will choke out most weeds. These plants look burned. I guess that's from the freeze that we had. Yeah, and these hostas are, they've been here a long time. And obviously they're overgrown. So are these flowers. Now, while I'm here, I'm going to show you this. It's almost done flowering now. But this is a jasmine vine. And when we had the high winds, it kind of pushed it over, so I'm going to have to fix that. But as soon as it stops flowering completely, you can see there's a few blooms over here. And it smells awesome. Even with just a couple of blooms. You should have seen it when the whole thing was going. It was fantastic. But anyway, when it stops flowering, I can make some more cuttings of this. I found that it's somewhat difficult. You got to do it just at the right time. The way I had the most success was actually burying a vine in the dirt and letting it root before I cut it. I've tried other methods, and they, well, you know, you can get them to root. It's just harder. It's a lot different than just trying to like clone a tomato plant or something. Yep. Now this in here is that, I forget what it's called. It's like a variegated grass. It's got a name, and I sure cannot think of it right now. But you can see a little bit left growing in here. Everywhere, it kind of died back over the winter. Got some weeds trying to compete, and that's what we do a lot of here. Is we'll just go along, talk, chat, pull up weeds. So I guess that's it for today, y'all. I appreciate you tuning in if you stayed this long, because it's not just the most interesting, I know, not yet. It's just my second video. I'll figure it out, get better with the cameras, and hope to talk to you again real soon. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe.